everyone, welcome to another Facebook Live. I'm Angela Dahlgren. Today, oh my gosh, we have so many questions to answer. I think I got maybe 24 or 25 questions, so we are going to answer them. I'm wearing a witch's hat because we're so close to Halloween, and I think Halloween will already be past by the time we do our next Facebook Live, so I'm like, you know what? We are going to pull out the witch's hat. Plus, I'm going to pull up my Facebook Live on my computer while I'm rambling. Plus, today, after I pick up my daughter and my son from daycare, we're going to go see Hocus Pocus in the theaters, and I'm so excited. And my mom had the idea. She's like, Angela, why don't we dress up like witches? So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to pick up my kids, and we're going to be dressed as witches. I know, it's like so nerdy. But that's what we're going to do. So we're going to pick them up, and we're going to dress up like witches, and then we're going to go see Hocus Pocus in the theaters. And like my son, he's too little to really care. So like, we're probably just going to bring like the iPad for him. Mom of the year. But he has like his little games on there, and he's really into Little Einstein. So like, we'll probably just like bring headphones for him. So that's what our weekend plans are, is we're going to take our kids to go see Hocus Pocus with my mom. And yeah, I'm so excited about it because I didn't get to see it in the theaters because I was like 3 or 4 or something like that. So yeah, very exciting. What are you guys up to this weekend? Hello to Kay and Amy. Happy Halloween. And yeah, so let me know what your weekend plans are and also where you are from. Kay is not too far from me, maybe like 5 hours away, I would think. Green Bay. Yeah, maybe about 5 hours. Yes, so like I said, I got like 24, 25 questions. So we're going to answer those. I see Steve is watching, Steve Bloom. So Steve, if you're still here when we get to talking about the new price changes with the tickets, oh my gosh, I'm going to need you because I read your article. Steve wrote a really awesome article about the new Walt Disney World ticket price changes, and I'm going to link that now. It is a great article and how it will impact you, and that's what I read before coming on Facebook Live because I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to answer these for people. So I'm going to copy that now and paste that for you all. Definitely read that. I also have that in my Walt Disney World preview. So read that. Did I go through? Did it go through? I don't see it. I guess we'll see in a bit. Did it go? Let me know. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. I'm like not getting the comments anymore. Okay, so Jessica has a Halloween party on Saturday night. Oh, I keep losing my comments. Am I going to have to use my phone? Maybe I will. Okay, so strange that it's not showing up on my computer. Okay, Lindy just got home from Disney last night. Oh my gosh, are you having the post-Disney blues yet? I'm sorry if you are. Those are the worst. Susan is getting a flu shot on Saturday. Kay is doing a Boy Scout camping this weekend. Oh, I hope it's not too cold for you. Oh man. Janet, look how cute you are. Oh my gosh. I love my witch hat. I've had this hat for like, I think 6 years now, so I should probably get another one at this point. Yep, I keep losing my comments. I don't know why. I'm going to have to go into Google Chrome, see maybe if that will fix the problem. Amy's taking her son to a ballroom dance showcase tomorrow. Oh my gosh, that's like really fancy. So he's a dancer. Sorry, I'm logging into Facebook from Google Chrome while I do this. He's doing the waltz and East Coast swing with his teacher. That is so awesome. Janet, hubby is running a 50K in lacrosse. I'm just watching. Did I read that right? 50K? That is insane. Oh my gosh. Wow. Pete, morning from Iowa, full on fall here. I will definitely say that that is the same here in Minnesota. It's really beautiful too. It's just like that beautiful fall. I wish I could show you my backyard. We have like a pond in our backyard, and I mean it looks like it's, why is it sprinkling? Anyway, all the leaves are changing, and it's like yellow and orange and red, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. All right, well, if I cannot get my comments to show up here, I'll just have to scroll from my phone, which is going to be really irritating for you guys because you're probably going to see like the phone bump every so often. But okay, let's just do this. But other than that, okay, just gonna like have to see me do this. Sorry. Okay, tell me what else you're up to. So, and also, have you guys picked this book up? It's the Hocus Pocus. So it's the Hocus Pocus book. That's the first half, like the actual story. And then the second is the sequel with, I think, it's Max and Allison's daughter. I forgot what her name is. It's like Poppy. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't read it yet. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna read this before Halloween. I don't have time. I have 2 kids. I have like 2 jobs. Here, I thought I would. Okay, you know what? This isn't gonna work. Whatever. I'll just scroll. That's life. That's how it goes. I'll just scroll through here and then we'll get going. I don't want to waste your time. So, okay, let's do this. Let's get started. So, first question I had was from Peggy. And this was a good question, and I really want to hear your thoughts because this is just my opinion. If you are only able to do one trip in the next 3 years, would you go in 2019, 2020, or 2021? This is a really good question because, I mean, okay, so you go in 2019, Galaxy's Edge, which is Star Wars land, hasn't opened yet. So 2019 is pretty safe bet, you know, as far as crowds. It's not going to be too crazy. So that's a safe time to go. Then you go into 2020. Galaxy's Edge is open by then. It's probably, you know, you can assume that Disney's Hollywood Studios is going to be pretty crazy. So, you know, crowds are going to spike a little there. 2021, though, isn't that the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World? So that's going to be a really big deal. It's going to be pretty epic. So that is what I would choose because my people, like family members, my husband's aunt and uncle, and then my father-in-law and mother-in-law, they went for the 60th anniversary of Disneyland, and they did the Adventures by Disney. So they got into Disneyland Park before it opened. They got special newspapers. They got to sit in chairs for the special ceremony. And they brought, I actually have like the newspaper that they gave them for the ceremony, and they got special ears. I think they brought me back like a key ornament and like a 60th anniversary mug. And it was just like really, really epic. So I think I would probably pick 2021 because of all those reasons. And I would just like save my pennies and try to do an Adventures by Disney, do an ABD, and just like be super extra. So that's what I would pick. But I want to know what you guys would choose. So let me know in the comments, and I will try to read them, you know, if like the computer decides to work for me. Yeah, because it doesn't want to. It doesn't want to be my friend. But Michael said, beautiful today, living in, let's see, Lakeland, just 30 minutes from the parks. Oh, that would be so nice. Amy said, Hershey Park, in the dark tonight, staying home watching Christmas movies tomorrow. Oh, that sounds so nice. I don't get the Hallmark Channel anymore. We got like this weird cable things, and that's not one of the channels we get. Hello from Appleton, Wisconsin, Alicia, first timer on the live video. Well, welcome. I talk a lot and I talk really fast, especially when my coffee kicks in and I get really excited, and then the Minnesota accent comes out, and then I'm talking fast on top of it. So good luck. Yeah, so lots of new stuff with 2021, and then 2019 should bring Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad to Disney's Hollywood Studios as well. So there's just like so much to look forward to. It's very exciting. And then Susan said heading there late October into November for 2021 to enjoy the 50th anniversary. So yeah, I mean, she's good. That's her plan. That's Susan's plan. So let me know what yours are as well. And then I'm going to try to join the live again. So that was a great question, Peggy. That was fun to talk about. And keep sharing your thoughts. Beth said, I'm choosing 2019 only because I don't want to wait till my kids are any older before their first trip. Yeah, that makes sense too. I understand that. And there does become a certain point where you're like, you know, do I wait? And then my kid's going to be too old. I know my sister-in-law didn't want to wait till her oldest was like, I think she was going to be 13. She's like, I want to go while she's still 12, and you know, she can still do all those things like bippity boppity boutique. Not that, you know, you can't be older than that, but I do. My point is I do get it. Just like rambling now, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Dee just got to work. She'll have to watch later. Have a great day, everyone. Have a good day at work, Dee. And also, while I'm rambling, these live streams do go to YouTube. We always upload these to YouTube, which I still have to upload the one that Steve Bloom and I did. And he did the early morning breakfast event at Toy Story Land. So he kind of gave us a review of that. And he also has a video up on our YouTube channel that he made about that experience. So definitely check out our YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't, because we have fun videos there. My latest one was Tuesday, and I just kind of gave you an overview tour of Food and Wine and the Festival Center, which I had never been inside of. It's huge, super relaxing, and air conditioned, and they have really good bathrooms. So like, go to the bathroom there. It's like there's no one in it, and they're huge. Okay, let's see what else we have for comments. Let's see. Raul said, first time on the live feed too, listening in. Hello from Puerto Rico. Quick question, any feedback on the new offering for the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Tony Square? Okay, so I just heard about that this morning. I've heard no other details. We have like a company messaging system, so I just heard about that through there. I don't know any other details, but I will find out. And after each stream, I go back and look at all the comments, and if there are any questions that I haven't answered, or if I don't know the answer to at the time, I always go back and answer those. So I will look more into that and then respond afterwards once I know more information, or I'll write back and say, you know, we don't know enough. So that is a good question. I just have to say, this is from Linnea. I just have to say thank you to you guys for your tools for planning. We have our kids' first trip coming up in December, and we are so excited. Plus, your dining alerts finally got me an Ohana reservation last night for our trip. Oh my gosh, that dining reservation finder is so good, and I'm not just saying that because I work for Touring Plans. I've gotten Cinderella's Royal Table, Be Our Guest. I don't know. I just thought Coral Reef, but it's because I needed a reservation for Coral Reef. I don't know. The point is, you can get so many good reservations. I'm trying to get one right now for the Trattoria Al Forno character breakfast, where you meet the princesses and the princes. And I have missed 4 of them. I'm always late. I'm like either grocery shopping or working, and like I don't hear my phone. But 4 reservations have popped up through the reservation finder, and I haven't been quick enough. And it's been so aggravating. And it was in like within a day of putting it in the reservation finder. So they are so quick about getting to work and finding those reservations. It's just your job, once it pops up, to go to the site and book it. So very, very accurate. And I'm glad, Linnea, that you are enjoying our tools. Hello, Clint. Hello, Mary Frances from Seattle, 300-day countdown. Hello, John. Okay, let's keep going with the questions and ask your own. And if I am answering a question and you have something to add to it, please feel free to do so. Should I take the hat off? Is this distracting? Let me know. And Alicia, please let me know if I'm not saying that right, is heading there in 2019 just because we can't wait any longer. Our family loves watching the YouTube channel or the YouTube videos, and I just subscribed to Touring Plans this week. Thanks for all the planning help. You're welcome. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the YouTube channel. Brian and I and Guy, we post channels there, or videos there, probably like 3 or 4 times a week. I put one out weekly. Brian puts a few out a week, and I think Guy does one about every week as well. So we have lots to choose from. We all have very different editing styles, so you're bound to find one that you love on there. So moving on to the next question. Are there any tricks to getting Flight of Passage fast passes? This is from Kim. Let me take a drink of my coffee because I'm starting to get that like dry mouth that no one likes to listen to, and then yes, I will answer. Okay, and I will keep the hat on, yes. And where do we find the reservation finder on the site? Yes, I mean, really honestly, the best way to do it, if you want to just make it super easy, is to just type into Google reservation finder or Touring Plans reservation finder. Easiest way to do it, and it'll just pop right up. Same, we also have a search bar on our website. That's another easy way to do it instead of just clicking through the buttons. Just to be perfectly transparent. Yeah, so next question. So Flight of Passage fast passes. I just did Flight of Passage again in September. my gosh, just as good. I feel like I remembered nothing from the first time because I was like surprised and squealing all over again. And let's see. Yes, and Raul, as far as it being harder to find on the website, yes. So that's just typing it in on our search bar or on Google is the easiest way to find the reservation finder. Okay. So there are tips that have worked for me as far as getting a FastPass for Flight of Passage. Everyone has their own way of doing it. And we actually have a couple people who commented below this question that I will read. So the first piece of advice I have is just doing it right at that 60-day mark. As soon as it's your time to make reservations, whether, you're 30 days out or 60 days out, just go straight for Flight of Passage and get it for whatever time you can. And that's the time you get. And then, you just make it work. And you can always go back and check, throughout the time. Does that make sense? I feel like I just lost my train of thought. Okay, I got to get back into it. Flight of Passage. Okay, don't you hate when that happens? You just have a brain fart. So 60 days out from your trip, you're staying on property, you go in, that's the first FastPass that you're going to make for whatever day you can. And that's it. I think at the time I got mine for like 6:30 p.m., which wasn't convenient at the time, but it's like what I got it for. So that's what you got. And then if you can't get it from there, check every day. Every day, check. That's like the best advice. It's kind of inconvenient. What I would do is like I'd check anytime I had a break. I would just kind of check and see if they had it. Or if I had the 6:30 FastPass time that wasn't working for me, I would just check to see if there was a different time. And I do that for other FastPass times anyway, like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Peter Pan's Flight, if it was too early or too late, whatever. And then what someone noticed is that as far as the day of FastPasses, when they drop, the same day as you're in the parks, they tend to drop it every hour at 7 minutes past the hour. I don't know who figured this out, but this is what we have heard, or I don't know, figured out, is that at every hour at 7 minutes past the hour, on the same day you're in the park, they tend to drop more FastPasses. So if you're lucky enough to get one then, that is also an option. My final piece of advice is that my uncle, who huge Disney fan, like they moved to be closer to Disney, he has found the night before FastPasses for Flight of Passage in the middle of the night. So say you're getting up to go get a glass of water, you're getting up to go to the bathroom, it's like 2 a.m, go and look for a FastPass. That is how the very first time I rode it, he found some, was the night before, at like 3 a.m. for my husband, him and I. So he got 3 of them. So even though I rambled, I lost my train of thought. We got there in the end. We were derailed for a minute, got back on track. Yes. And then let's say you can't get a FastPass at all. Then you get into the whole like rope drop. Get there an hour before rope drop, head straight there. Then you have the whole rest of the morning to do like Expedition Everest and Kilimanjaro safaris. And let's go to what other people commented, and then I'll go back to your comments because I saw that we got a few more. So Riley said, we put our Animal Kingdom day towards the end of our trip and logged in the morning of our FastPass 60-day mark 10 minutes prior to make sure I was ready to click away, and did that FastPass first, which is what I recommended as well, before any of the others. And then Riley got one both times she did that. So that was my first piece of advice. Riley agrees. And then Peggy said, who asked a question a different time, best thing is to just keep trying. People rearrange schedules as dining reservations open up, which is also true. What isn't there now might be in the future, or a few days or a few hours from now. So again, keep checking every day. People cancel theirs all the time. Also not sure which 3 days you'll be there. If you're staying at a Disney resort, Animal Kingdom has early morning hours on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Get there at rope drop and you won't need a FastPass. So again, rope drop is an option. And then later we have a Flight of Passage question, which we might as well get to now since we're talking about it. Where is it? Oh, I don't like awkward silences, so I tend to fill it by rambling, which if you haven't been able to tell, I do all the time. Someone asked, I can't find it. We'll get there later. Okay, let's answer some questions. Okay, so surprised I haven't lost more of you guys yet with all of this random talking. Okay, coming December 3rd to 10th and doing Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Any fun things to recommend as a must-do? Oh my gosh, I'm going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Is it the 25th of November? Yes, I'm going, it's the Sunday, November 25th. I'm going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So if you see me, I'll be wearing the Touring Plans shirt. So come say hi to me. Oh, there's so many must-dos. Okay, so you gotta do the parade. Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade. You for sure have to do that. You have to see Elsa light the castle. I don't know the names of it now, but anyway, where Elsa lights the castle. It's like at 7:15 or something, and then there's, I think, a later one, but she turns the castle to ice, so you have to be there for that. You have to watch the fireworks. Those are like the three, like, you have to do. Elsa lighting up the castle and turning it to ice. You have to watch the parade. You have to watch the fireworks. That's what you have to do. That's it. Those are the three you have to do. The rest are all like expendable, like meh. But like the treats. There's a lot of good food there. But and as far as like meeting the characters and rides and stuff, but those are the three. Boom, boom, boom. That's what you have to do. There, done. But come say hi to me if you'll be there when I'll be there. And let's see. Raul said, doing at the 60-day mark and working backwards for your oldest date as far as flight of passage. For longer stays, it makes it easier. That is very true. Once you get it, go back and change time once you choose all of your fast passes. I like to stack them once I grab everything. Yes. I'm sorry, you like see my huge hand. Oh my gosh. Heather, hello Angela, headed to Wine and Dine Half next week. Yes, that is in my Walt Disney World preview. If you don't know, every week we on the blog.touringplans.com, we post a Disney Cruise Land weekly preview, Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and Universal Orlando weekly preview. So you know what is going on for the next week at all of those parks and cruise line. So it tells you what the events, what the crowds are going to be like, what the park hours are, all that stuff. And that is on the blog. So definitely check that out. And Wine and Dine is going to be next week. So who is doing that marathon? Let me know. I'm not a runner. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's like my sport of choice. I was the girl who like shot for the other team in basketball. And then I'm like, nope, done with sports. Doing marching band, playing the drums. That's my sport. So like me doing Jiu-Jitsu was like a complete shock to my family. They're like, you exercise? But I'm not a runner. So if you are doing the Food and Wine Marathon, good luck and let me know if you're doing it. All right. Jennifer said, don't trust the wait time close to closing. Take the chance and check it out for walking on to Flight of Passage. That is something we're talking about. Oh, now I really want to find that question. Yes. Ooh, I found it. Okay, let me know if this is true. So Teresa said, I heard that one way to ride Flight of Passage without a giant wait is to get in line right before the park closes. Rumor has it that if you are in line before park close that they let you ride. Is this true? Steve, if you're still watching, is this true? Like as long as you're in line before park close, they'll still let you ride it. I think this is true. I've heard that this is true, and like that's kind of why it takes them an hour to clear people out. And she said, like, can you test this theory and make a video to it or for it? If it's true, yeah, I'll try to make a video if I'm in Animal Kingdom. Also, I hear that to ride later in the day, the line isn't bad. So we have a wait times feature where we make predictions about wait times for rides. And so I looked at our Flight of Passage wait time, and I noticed that every day around 2 o'clock, the line slightly dips in wait time. But even then, it's still around 90 or 100 minutes. So it really doesn't dip that much, but there is a slight dip around 2 o'clock. But yeah, Jennifer, it looks like from your experience, that's true as far as, you know, if you get in line before the park close, you can still ride it. Steve, if you're still watching, please confirm. Okay, and a lot of you have great advice. So Beth, rope drop Flight of Passage on an 8 a.m. early magic hour and was off the ride by 7:58. See, that's another great way to do it. C. Brienne, also, is the elephant tour at Animal Kingdom worth it? I have 2 boys, 8 and 4. I have not done it. If you have done the elephant tour, let her know. Otherwise, I will look up some reviews and get back to you after this stream. Paul, what percentage of people do you think just show up to Disney with no planning, no dining, and no FastPass? I think that percentage is honestly getting lower and lower. I think it does still happen, but Disney really is no longer a place where you can do that. I know that when we went, you know, we didn't do any planning. Even when I was in college and my family and I would go, we didn't do fast passes. We just would show up at the park around 10 or 11 a.m. We were those like lazy people that did no planning at all. We just went to Disney and waited in line forever and did like a ride or two and then left and went back in the evening. But that percentage is getting so much lower because, you know, it's just so many factors, so many reasonings. You know, I don't know what the percentage is exactly, but it's definitely much, much lower. And I think it will continue to get lower because Disney is just a place where you can't really do that. And I think with all the Disney travel agents and all of the information Disney sends you to get ready for your trip, they're encouraging you to use their services to prepare as far as, you know, the fast passes and dining reservations. Hello, Kevin. He, I see him on Twitter and he's actually going to be at Disney when I am there in January. I'm going with my family and I'm going to go to Festival of the Arts for the very first time. I'm so excited. I've wanted to do this for like 2 years now. So I'm very, very happy about that. And Heather is doing the 10K and the half marathon. Okay, good luck. Run fast. Do well. I'm very excited for you. And Raul said as far as getting on Flight of Passage before park closes, and then you can still ride it. He said, yes, this is true. You can get on till a minute before. And Steve said it's true too. Okay, we have confirmation. Oh, I'm so glad I know this now. And Kevin said if the park closes at 8, you can get in line at 7:59. You can still ride. Alicia said it's true. Okay, we know this now. I can we've debunked the myth. It is true. I guess debunked would mean, okay, never mind. We're moving on. Okay, Nancy said going November 22nd to 27th. Hey, you'll be there when I'm there. We are doing Toy Story Land, Early Morning Magic, and Magic Kingdom After Hours event, both on the 26th. Can't wait. Oh my gosh, you will be exhausted, but you will have so much fun. Brian did, okay, so Steve did the Toy Story Land Early Morning Magic, and he has a video on that on YouTube, which I will post. And then Brian did the Magic Kingdom After Hours party, and he has a video on that on YouTube. So I will post that too. So if you're wondering what that's like, we do have reviews for you, so you can check that out if you're thinking about doing it. And yeah, and for the Morning Magic Kingdom one, they're going to expand the rides that will be open. I don't know if they've done that yet. I don't know if that starts in January or December, but that's something that they're going to expand. Let's see. The questions. I just want to get through all of your comments. This is my favorite part. It's not, I mean, I enjoy answering the questions I get beforehand, but my favorite part is like interacting with you guys in real time. Oh my gosh, it's like so much fun for me. Okay. Okay, I'm just getting confirmation from you guys that you can get on Flight of Passage up to like 1 minute before the park closes. Oh, and Debbie said, for the person looking for the dining reservation finder, it shows on my dashboard or there is a search feature on the website that will bring it up. Okay. All right, and Debbie said, you will love Festival of the Arts in January. It's becoming a favorite festival. And I am someone who, if you can't tell, I'm like very artsy, like theater, music, band, choir, like that was my jam. I was in it all. So I just feel like it's gonna be a really good fit for me. Okay, so Deborah's joining us, and yes, oh, love our show. Thank you for watching, Deborah. And Stacy said, someone says it snows at Hollywood Studios. What time of day and where does it happen? If this is even true? Okay, so it for sure snows, spoiler, with the Frozen sing-along, which is a show at Disney's Hollywood Studio. What I don't know, and I'm going to go to this, is does it snow with the Jingle Ball, Jingle Bam fireworks? Does it? I don't know. I'm going to go to this fireworks show when I go on my work trip in November. So I don't know. Let me know. Does it snow anywhere else? Someone help Stacy out, because I just know that it snows for, okay, Debbie said last holiday it was after Jingle Ball, Jingle Bam. Okay, so we know the answer. Yeah, so I'm going to do a review of that fireworks show. So, I'll get some footage for you so we know. Although, would that spoil it if I showed the snow? Then it wouldn't be a surprise. I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you even want a review of that fireworks show? Okay, I'm going to take a sip and then we're going to answer more questions. Okay, let's see. All right. So, Alicia says, first time annual pass holder, do you recommend activating your annual pass at the park the day of or activating it at Disney Springs the day before on our arrival or non-park day? Wondering if an extra day of use would be worth the hassle of at the park. Rope dropping Animal Kingdom on early, oh my gosh, I can't say it. Morning extra magic hour. Okay, so Steve, I would love your input on this as well. I personally would do it either day. If you're really worried, since you're probably, it sounds like if you're rope dropping Animal Kingdom, you're probably going to do Flight of Passage. And if you're concerned that, you know, you won't be one of the first people in line, you might as well just do it the day before to kind of just ease any, you know, pre-rope drop anxiety. But when I've done it, it really doesn't take that long. You can activate it either at guest services or the ticket booth, like will call. So, and there's usually a few booths open. So I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. And like I said, it doesn't take that long, it just takes a few minutes. So it's really your choice. But if you feel like you'll have more peace of mind doing it the day before, then definitely go for it. You know, that one day is not going to make too much of a problem for you. So I'd say it's up to you. If it, you know, relieves more stress doing it the day before, go for it. But otherwise, I don't think it'll make too much of a difference. And yes, that's what I have to say on that matter. And Alicia wants a review of Jingle Ball Jingle Bam. Okay, great, because I haven't seen it. I really wanted to see the Star Wars fireworks because what a galactic spectacular, because I've never seen them. But then I realized that I'm there over Christmas time and they're not even going to be there. We were going to do it in September and then my kids, I think they're crabby, so we missed out. So I'll have to wait till January. That's okay. First world problems. And let's see. Okay, so let's see. Oh man. Okay. Jessica, I see your question. It is a longer comment, so I will read it. Oh, okay. I will read it in a little bit, okay? I want to get through some more comments. Kay said, do you have an updated touring plan for Hollywood Studios that include the best way to do Toy Story Land? I'll be making my FastPass choices in November with hopes for Slinky Dog Dash. Any suggestions and times I should aim for? So we have a one-day plan with small children, that's what it's called, for a Toy Story Land opening. And so that's what you would look for if you were looking for that specific touring plan. And also you could make your own touring plan. You can make a personalized one, which I have a video for, and then Brian has a video after that which answers questions, like frequently asked questions about making a personalized touring plan, so they kind of go together. So you can look at those. I'll link them. I'm linking like a million videos. I'm totally plugging our YouTube channel, but it's really helpful and it really goes hand in hand with our website. So check it out. So as far as times, you're wondering about suggested times. If you're rope dropping Toy Story Land, either get a fast pass for Toy Story Mania or Slinky Dog Dash. Get a fast time for one of them. And then, okay. In this scenario, I'm looking at my notes to make sure I give you correct information. So in this scenario, say that you get a fast pass for Toy Story Mania. So rope drop, Slinky Dog Dash, and then head immediately over to Alien Swirling Saucers. And then, you know, you would just do Toy Story Mania at like, I think the plan suggests getting a 9 a.m. fast pass for Toy Story Mania. I think that's what it was. So as far as like specific times, that's what the plan specifically suggests. And then say, you know, you rope drop Slinky Dog Dash and you don't get the chance to do Alien Swirling Saucers, that would be your next fast pass to get after you use your first 3. And then just get it for like whatever time you can. Otherwise, you can do Slinky Dog Dash first thing in the morning, during meals, or the last hour the park is open. And Steve agrees regarding the fast pass question. It's not going to take much time activating the annual pass at Animal Kingdom. I would not make a special trip to Disney Springs just to activate it. And so yeah, we're kind of on the same page as that. Also, Steve, I want you back on a Facebook Live with me. We had so much fun last time. Lisa, okay. At rope drop, that was her question. Okay, I just clicked. I didn't understand the question at first. Okay, that was a me thing. Okay, how much travel time from the parking lots to the front gate should I expect for each park on a crowd level 4 days at rope drop? I didn't know what RD meant, silly. Okay. Also, are parking lot trams equipped to transport scooters? Okay, so from what I've read, according to my research, you are required to fold the strollers and transport from a wheelchair to get on the trams. So I don't believe that scooters would be able to work on a tram, the parking trams. And how much travel time? I had to reach out to the touring plans gang for this question because you can only find so much information on the internet. So I'd say that the trams run about every 5 to 10 minutes. And assuming like the tram is already there when you get there, what did Ricky say? I had to ask Ricky about this. What'd she say? Assuming it's already there, it's about 5 minutes to get going into the front. But if you have to wait, if they are just starting the process, it can take around 10 minutes while they wait for people to board and then to take the drive. And then if they're ready to go, it will still take about 5 minutes to get going and get to the front. So that's what she said on that. So I hope I answered that question for you about the parking trams. All right, do we have any other questions coming in? No, I can still keep going. Thanks for being so patient. I feel like like I said, I'm talking your ears off today. Are you still with me? Am I answering? Do you have anything else to ask me while I'm rambling? No? Okay. All right. Just ask if you have any thoughts. Oh, we got one. Okay, Shannon says, extra magic hours. Do you have to stay at a Disney resort to enter? We have never stayed at a Disney resort, have entered early during extra hours, and never had issues. Wasn't sure if this has changed. So you do have to stay at a Disney resort or one on Disney property that allows you to take advantage of extra magic hours. So I'm really surprised that you have been able to enter that early, unless you were staying on Disney property at a location that allows you to take advantage of extra magic hours. So that is like the protocol. So I don't know, like that was a little bit of Disney magic if you were staying off property and they allowed you in. So that's kind of exciting. Oh, and Steve wanted to add, as far as the tram question, add 15 minutes to get from the Ticket and Transportation Center to Magic Kingdom. Yes, that is very true. I did not add that or talk about that. Stacy, if we have a candlelight dinner reservation for the 8 a.m. show, what time should we get in line? If we have a candlelight processional dinner reservation for the 8 p.m. show, what time should we get in line? Oh, I haven't done the candlelight processional. Okay, I'm going to need you guys to help me out with this because I don't know. But if you have priority seating, isn't it still like a half hour before? Isn't it more like, I don't know. I don't think they give you a specific seat. They just give you an area. I don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know about that because I haven't done it. But I know that they give you priority seating, but is it a section that they give you and you still have to be there like a half hour before showtime? Or do they give you a specific spot to sit in? If you've done it. Oh, Debbie said candlelight processional, always an hour. Okay, so there's the question. See, this is why you guys help me out. So an hour before the candlelight processional. But I still want to know the answer. Do they give you a specific spot or is it a section for seating? Let me know. Now I'm just curious. Okay. Do you have your young family, let's see. Do you have your young family take nap breaks in the afternoon? Wondering how successful it will be, or should we just take a pool break? My kids are 7 and 10. My kids are 2 and 4. So we absolutely do a nap break, 100%. And I am just an advocate for afternoon siestas anyway. Whether, even as my kids get older, when they're, 5 and 7, we're still going to do that, whether it's just resting in the room, pool time, because, it's Disney, and as much fun and joy that there is at Disney, it still gets overwhelming. And, a good example of this was my husband and I were doing our food tasting video at Epcot, and oh gosh, this just makes me really sad. So we were doing our food tasting video at Epcot, and we were about to try the lamb from the Australia booth. And there were these two parents that weren't just yelling at each other, but they were screaming at the top of their lungs, just screaming. And there were two little boys next to them, and they were just like, they didn't even seem fazed by it, which is the worst part. And I know it kind of sounds like I'm judging, but like they were just screaming at the top of their lungs so loudly that everyone was turning, and it was so long that at one point my husband kind of had to walk up with his hands like this and be like, guys, it's okay, it's okay. And you know, like that's the kind of thing, like it's hot, you know, you're tired, you're getting to the parks early, you want to see and do everything, but you know, it's important to remember to relax during the day and just get out of the heat and get into some air conditioning. And, you know, not just for the kids, but for you too, because it does get stressful and overwhelming. And, you know, you're spending a lot of money on this trip and you want to make some memories, but you got to remember to take care of yourself too, because, you know, because anyone will get crabby, and, you know, when it's hot and you're walking a long time, and because your body's not used to that. So, you know, whether you have a 2 and a 4-year-old, or, you know, a 7 and 10-year-old, or even 14-year-old, I think it's important to take an afternoon break just so everyone can just calm down and get out of that busy, hot environment. Gosh, I got really serious there for a minute. Okay, with my Halloween hat on. All right, I'm done. That's my little spiel. So, and then as far as my candlelight processional question, I would get in line at least an hour in advance. There is a reserved area, but lots of folks book first. So there's first choice. Okay. And the line forms on the Japan side of the theater, stand by on the Italy side. Have you been in December? Will it be freezing or raining all the time? When did I go? I've been in November, October, September, never in December, but I will be there towards the end of November this time, so I'll let you know. I've been in February plenty of times, and I've been in January, and I do notice that it tends to rain more in February. November, really not so much, and if it does, it's very short lasting. You know, I'd say it rains definitely more, and it's a little more colder in February. But if you have been to Disney in December, please let C. Brienne know. Okay, because stop being so serious. We're going to get back to my normal spunky self. Okay, we are a family of 4 traveling with 2 grandparents and don't want to eat all our meals together. Everyone is on one My Disney Experience account, and I want to book 2 advanced dining reservations at different restaurants for the same time. It won't let me book 2 advanced dining reservations at the same time or remove myself as a party member from the 2 grandparents' reservations. Any advice? Okay, so basically she's trying to book 2 dinners at the same time, but it won't let her because it would be her under 2 dinners, if that makes sense. So I have struggled with this myself, and you could do 2 things. So the first thing you could do is you could create the second reservation under like your husband's account. So you could make an account for your husband and have him make the reservation for the same time. The other option, which is what I ended up doing, is you could make the second reservation under a slightly different time, like a half hour later, and that would work out well. And that, like I said, that's what I ended up doing. I think I did, what did I do? I think it ended up being like 45 minutes later. So yeah, those are 2 options that you could try. And that's what I would suggest. And Amy said that she went in early December and it was cool and dry all week, in the 50s, she said. And that question, that last one I read, was from Charlene. Beth said, best rides or attractions for a sometimes sensitive 7-year-old boy. He's most excited for Cali River Rapids, Space Mountain, and Haunted Mansion, but is terrified of the rope drop on Splash Mountain. But this is all based on YouTube videos, not actual rides. He loves space, but I've heard Space Mountain can be a bit rough. How true is that? Also, she wants to plan something special for him that he would like at Disney World. They're doing Universal for him, but she wants to do something Disney related as well. So Space Mountain will definitely be a little rough. Not as rough as Big Thunder Mountain, but it's going to be scary it's going to be dark. And the drops aren't super big, but you just don't know when they're coming. So that's kind of what's scary about it, is you don't know when the drops are coming and it's really dark. If he does love space, then you're definitely, you know, like there's astro orbiters, and then there's Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. So those are two alternatives if you think that he can't, if you think he'd be afraid of Space Mountain. Universal is a really great plan. I think you love the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, like you mentioned. But if you want to do something special for him at Disney, you could definitely check out the Star Wars area at Disney's Hollywood Studios. He could meet BB-8 and Chewbacca. I think you can still meet Kylo Ren. I don't remember. Also, you could go to the gift shop in that Star Wars area, and they can like superimpose his face onto a Star Wars character. Maybe he'd like that if he's into those characters. Did I have any other ideas? I don't know. What other ideas do you guys have? Yeah, I think that's all I wrote down for that. Yeah, but if you guys have anything to share, please let Beth know. And Steve said, winter in Orlando is all over the place. It could be cold or wet, warm, mild, and sunny. That is also true. Yeah, and you just won't really know. But like I said in the weekly preview that we do for all the parks, or maybe I didn't say this. We put the weather forecast in as well, so you know exactly what to pack for the week before you go. Let's see. Oh man, I missed a lot of comments. When early December, this is Danielle last year. It was around 85 the first couple of days and closer to 65. Pebbles says, is November cool? Well, I think we kind of answered that. Elizabeth said you'll need a light jacket. Yeah, definitely bring a sweatshirt. Kay said, my son is super sensitive, was 9 years old, and we had to leave the line right before we were getting on. It's dark, and remember, you can't ride side by side with someone. This is exactly why I do the attraction overviews on our YouTube channel. I don't post the whole ride because I don't want to give the spoilers away, but I know what it's like to have some pre-trip anxiety, and I know that some people or kids have anxiety when it comes to the rides, so I create those attraction overviews to give you an idea of what the ride is about, you know, what kind of the details are as far as the height requirements, if you have to transfer from a wheelchair, or, you know, if it's accessible and you can, you know, ride with one. I like to provide all those details and then give you a look at the ride. You know, I do provide ride footage for those reasons. So without it being spoiled for you, I don't give all the clips away, but it provides that overview so you kind of know like if this is something your child or you would be interested in. So I do have several of those, which you can check out. Do I have a playlist? I think so. Have I added to it lately? I need to write that down if I haven't. Are there any places to eat quick service breakfasts in each park? Are there? Yeah, I'm sure that, yeah, there's bakery. Yeah, there's bakeries. Yeah, I know there are. Yeah, I think Toy Story Land now has Woody's Lunchbox and they have stuff. I know Magic Kingdom does. They have the bakery. Epcot does. They have like the Cronut Station. Yeah, there are. And then each place has a Starbucks where you can get your pastries there. So yes, I did know the answer to this off the top of my head. Go me. All right. Let's see. Martine, it has an E at the end, so I'm not sure. What would be your FastPass Plus priority with a party composed of kids, 6, 4, and 1, knowing that we would like to stay together as much as possible? So I would pick rides that have no, oh my gosh, why can't I talk? I would pick rides that have no height requirement. So say you're doing Magic Kingdom. That would mean like Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, Peter Pan's Flight, I don't know, like Winnie the Pooh. All those rides have no height requirements, so everyone in your family could do that. And they're rides that are still fun for all of those ages. So just, you can look either on the Touring Plans website, which I would suggest, or the Disney website, you know, just look, like filter it out by no height requirement, or, you know, like no age requirement, and all those rides will pop up, and then you can have an idea of, you know, the kind of rides that you could all do together. And then we have a feature on our website. If you click on, like, I think we have like Magic Kingdom Fast Passes, Epcot Fast Passes, we kind of show you the ones that you should get a Fast Pass for, and then you'll know like, okay, what isn't worth the time, what should I wait in line for, what do I need a Fast Pass for? So that's my answer. And Teresa, my mom has limited mobility with her knee. Are there any rides that are difficult to get in and out of come to mind? What rides should she avoid? I would say any boat rides that don't have a handicap accessible, like where you can push the wheelchair into. Small World, It's a Small World does have one where you can just kind of put the wheelchair in, but like the ones that you kind of have to step down in, like, gosh, I don't know, maybe like Frozen Ever After or Pirates of the Caribbean. Those are the ones that are going to be a little harder. But what I would do is I would check beforehand, or Attraction Overviews on our YouTube channel. It will tell you if you have to transfer from a wheelchair onto the ride vehicle. Just check beforehand, and if you know you have to do that on a boat ride, then you know that that's something that maybe she might not want to do. Or if she can step with the other knee and hold a cast member's or your hand, maybe that's another option. But they give you time to get into the boat as well. So, sorry, I bumped my ring on the table. So there's still options for her. But I would say if there are any difficult ones, the boats would probably be the most difficult with her knee. Okay, one more drink. I do understand though, my mom has, she has like 7 autoimmune diseases, I'm not exaggerating. So she uses a scooter when we travel. So I do understand those kind of considerations that you have to think of. Also, I wanted to point out, because we do have a question later talking about, accessibility and getting disability cards and stuff. I have reached out to Disney about doing a disability series and working with them to get more information. I'm just in the process of seeing if they will work with me. So hopefully that's something I can do in the future, because I've received a lot of questions and it's something I'm really passionate about. So hopefully that's something that I can put together. Tammy said, will you be doing a new How to Beat the Crowds video now that Toy Story Land is open in Hollywood Studios? So like I said before, Brian and Steve have both done videos about Toy Story Land. Brian and Steve actually did one together where they rope dropped Toy Story Land. It's very similar to the Magic Kingdom one, where a bunch of the touring plans guys like entered the park at different times at rope drop to see like how long, like what the wait times differed for, I think it was Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That's a really, really good video, and I watched it twice before I rope dropped Magic Kingdom. So if you have not watched it and you're wondering how to rope drop Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, definitely check that one out. But Brian and Steve did it for Toy Story Land, so that's a good one. But yeah, so that's kind of my answer. So they kind of did a How to Beat the Crowds on that. I guess that's like the version of it, but there's no like map video that Brian did for it to my knowledge. I did look it up on our channel and I did not see one. So Angela said, I love Paulo, but I'd like to try Remy. I had no idea what she was talking about until I Googled it and realized that this was a Disney Cruise Line question. I haven't done a Disney cruise, so I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. I know it's worth the price, but my husband doesn't drink wine and is skittish with unfamiliar foods. How can I convince him to try it out? Is the champagne brunch worth it if he doesn't drink champagne? So again, I reached out to the Touring Plans gang and I got lots of answers, so I'm going to read those out. And Janet said, those are awesome videos, the rope drop ones. Thank you, Janet. So Ricky said, I am skittish with foods too and don't drink. First, you can choose to not do the wine pairing. That's not a must. Second, as far as being picky, I was a bit intimidated by some of the names of dishes, especially the foie gras foam with caramel and macadamia nuts. Also, not a big lamb fan. However, I can honestly say that Remy was, hands down, one of the best meals I've ever had. I went into it saying I was going to try a bite of everything, and if I didn't like it, I wouldn't eat it. I loved almost everything. So for those of you who are picky, give it a shot. It may surprise you. It surprised me. Heather said, Remy brunch is to die for delicious. It's a fine dining experience at a fantastic price. Yet it's not stuffy. You do get 1 glass of champagne with brunch, but the full champagne brunch is an additional option that can easily be declined without feeling out of place. I've done other similar fine dining experiences, and I actually found the food at Remy not so outrageous and out there, but my word is it beyond delicious. And finally, Julia said, Remy, another option, if it is available, is the dessert experience. All of the fun of dining at Remy, but desserts may be more acceptable to picky eaters. The signature dessert I had, which was the Lewis, the 15th dessert, tasted like the world's best Kit Kat bar. You don't get more approachable than that. So that is what they had to say on the matter. That was a very good question, and I learned something today too. So thank you, Angela, for that question. Taking my kids in January for our first trip. I've read that meeting Mike and Sully in Hollywood Studios will be coming back January 18th. We're planning our trip around this, but we don't see it on the Disney website. What are the chances that they will actually start January 18th, and what do you think lines will be like? Hollywood Studios is supposed to be more crowded that day, but it will be worth it if we can meet them. It's really hard to say. I didn't, honestly, if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm not one to shy away if I don't know something. I didn't even know Mike and Sully were coming back. And if they are, that is very exciting to me because I love Monsters, Inc. and so do my kids. And honestly, my husband will too, but he just won't admit it. So if they are coming back, that's very exciting. I've been more focused on the new Disney Junior Dance Party because they're incorporating Vampirina and the Hollywood and Vine breakfast, because that's also, I think, Vampirina's coming for that as well. So I had not even heard that Mike and Sully were coming. What I will do, like I said before, is I will look that up and get back to you on that, like I do with all questions that I don't know the answer to off the top of my head, because I like to learn. All right. So did I answer this question? Okay, Jessica said, can we get an official list of when all the parking lots are open? I can't find anything on the Walt Disney World website. So they don't provide any official times, but we've had researchers get to the parks up to 2 hours before park open, and we haven't had issues. The parking lots are open, up to 2 hours before the parks open. So that's the answer I have for you. Kay said, do you think it's safe to do a couple rope drop rides at Hollywood Studios and then go sign up for Jedi Training Academy in January? Or should that still be my first drop? Okay, so oh my gosh, I researched this question for like 10 minutes and I had the hardest time finding an answer. This stumped me, Kay. So I reached out to the Touring Plans gang. Should I just call them the Touring Plans gang, or do we have a better name for them? We should think of a really cool name. The Touring Plans Brigade, the gang. What do you think? Steve, do you have any input? What should we call ourselves? I don't know. So from what we all gathered and from what I researched, I scoured message boards for this. This was like an enigma. So this answer is not set in stone, so don't be like, Angela told me this and then it was wrong and then you're gonna yell at the girl with the witch hat. Okay, so this is what I've seen, but Jedi Training Academy isn't kind of filling up quite as fast. So you could technically do a couple rides and then maybe get a Jedi Training Academy spot later in the day. So you could do that. Otherwise, if there's a specific slot that you want, I would go to Jedi Training Academy first. If you want an early morning spot for a show, then I would go there first. However, if you don't really care, if you get a 6 p.m. show, I don't even know when the shows are. If you want a 6 p.m. show, you could probably rope drop a ride and then go sign up. Because from the message boards and what we've seen or heard, not seen, heard, the shows aren't filling up as fast. But don't take my word on it because I don't want to get yelled at. We answered that question. If I'm doing early morning magic for Toy Story, when should I go sign up my child for Jedi Training Academy? What did Steve say about, I've gotten to the parking lots before there were cast members at the gates and I was able to just drive in. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good to know. So you're probably the researchers that have gotten there 2 hours before. So I should have just asked you first. And Debbie said Jedi training, all limited, peak times, peak crowds are just factors. Yeah, it's kind of hard to give you a good answer, which is why I was so stumped when I got that question. Ooh, and Diane asked a question too. How can I make plans for my May 2019 trip if Disney will not list the actual park hours that far in advance? Yeah, it's challenging. I don't want to say you just kind of have to wait. Let's see. Yeah, you're really far out though, because if you can't make dining reservations, 180 80 days in advance. Is that like 5 or 6 months out? And so you're about 6 months out. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to do so, isn't it? So, but they should be out. Steve, if you're still watching, when does Disney put out their hours? And those hours are subject to change even up to 2 or 3 weeks before your trip. And I've had that happen to me where I have planned an early morning breakfast and then they'll put an early morning extra magic hour in there. So then I'll have like an 8 a.m. breakfast and then they'll have an extra magic hour. And I'm thinking like, oh, I can get on 7 Doors Mine Train with no wait. And then it just kind of like screws you over in a bit. But when does Disney normally come out with their park hours? How many months in advance? And touring plans will show our estimated park hours, just like from past years, I would assume. And you said if crowd levels are less than 7, I would rope drop a ride before signing up for Jedi training. So that's good advice as well. So yeah, if you check our touring plan site, we'll show you estimated park hours. So that's kind of one way you can plan a trip. But I'm still curious to know how far in advance they put out their calendar. But like I said before, it's really important to note that they'll still change their park hours like up to 2 or 3 weeks before your trip. I'd say more 3 weeks. So yeah, I mean, it still could affect your plans up to very soon before you leave. Okay. And Diane said right now the park hours are like 6 months out only. Yeah, I'd say that's about true. And Kay said, as for signing up for Jedi Academy, will they let you do that before park opening? Going late January, low crowd level. I mean, you can get into the park an hour before park opening, and then as soon as they open, they'll let you like go past that area. Like, like you can like wait in line, and then once the park opens, they'll like let you go to that area to sign up, from what I've researched and been told. So your best bet is to kind of like get there before park open, and then once park opens, go and sign up, if that makes sense. I feel like I need more coffee right now. Okay, so Robin said, if I'm doing the early morning Toy Story Magic event, when should I go sign up my child for Jedi training? So I'm not going to speak for Steve, but this one I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume that you do all your rides first, and then right when the park opens, don't get breakfast. Go sign up for Jedi Training Academy and then go get breakfast, because breakfast is served until 10. So you can get all your rides in, because it starts at 7:45. Do all your rides, stop, go sign up for Jedi Training Academy, and then go eat breakfast, because breakfast is until 10, so don't waste your time eating during the event when it's just going to be open after the park opens. And then you'll have that advantage because you'll already be in the park. And then Peggy wants to know, will you be adding Shades of Green to your resort and dining sections anytime soon? So with Shades of Green, it's not, I know for our reservation, I know for our resort room finder, we work with Disney to get that information. And Shades of Green is not a Disney-owned resort. It's on Disney property, but I think it's owned by like the Department of Defense or something. So it's not a Disney-owned resort. So that's probably why it's not in our room finder. Again, Steve, I'm like so glad you're here today. Apparently, like I really needed you to double check these answers. So that's probably why we don't have it on our room finder. Amy. Oh, Amy had a lot of questions. Akershus breakfast, how is it? So Akershus is a princess character meal at Epcot in Norway. It is very fun. I really like it for character meals. In some ways, I like it better than Cinderella's Royal Table. Really, the only difference is that you're not eating in the castle. But the food is delicious. You get eggs and sausage and bacon. There's a buffet that has like cheese and salami and like pork loin and turkey. And I think they give you some pastries or something, or preserves. But it's a great meal. And their dinner is really good too. I've had dinner there actually too. But I've done the breakfast a couple times, and so many princesses come around and spend a lot of quality time with you. So I would definitely recommend Akershus almost over Cinderella's Royal Table, honestly. I mean, I know that's like crazy to say, but the only difference is the castle, So I think that if you have the means to do Cinderella's Royal Table, I think everyone should do it once if you really want to, just because, it's the castle. But as far as if you're choosing to do a princess character dining experience, pick Akershus, because I like it. I think I like it better. I really do. What shows are your top shows to see? Ooh, you guys help me with this one. What are your top shows to see? I definitely like the Frozen sing-along because I can sing at the top of my lungs and no one's judging me. And it snows at the end, which is really fun. I don't know if you call this a show, but I really like Mickey's PhilharMagic. I think it's so underrated and people don't talk about it enough, and I would be really sad if they got rid of it. That's like, oh, so good. What are some other shows? Oh, I like the one that they're doing on the castle stage with Tiana right now, and I don't even know the name of it. At Magic Kingdom. Oh, someone tell me the name of it. Oh, Festival of the Lion King. That's a really good one too. Festival of the Lion King is really, really loud though. So if you are bringing a baby or even a toddler, I'd probably cover their ears or use ear protectors because it definitely is really loud. But yeah, Frozen sing-along, that's so good. And what else? My daughter has ADD/learning disability. Someone said there is a pass we can get info on and how it works. So like I said, I'm trying to work with Disney to do a accessibility series. So if I can, you know, if I can get approval from them, I definitely want to do that in many different ways. Other people said, Kay said the Nemo musical is very good. That's very cute. Beauty and the Beast on stage at Hollywood Studios, Debbie said, is a really good one. Those are two that I have not done in years. Beauty and the Beast has been even longer. Gosh, that's been like, I don't know, maybe since I was in college or later. So definitely need to do that again. And then finally, Barbara said, update on closing the Magic Kingdom train date in December, please. So all we have on our refurbishment page, and if you didn't know, we have a page on our touring plan site that lists all of the upcoming and present refurbishments at Walt Disney World. And also with our weekly previews, which I seem to be plugging a lot today, it does have any refurbishments that are going on, so you know what to expect for the upcoming week, you know, what will be down. But anyway, all we have is December, 2018, right? 2018, 2019, I didn't write the date. But yeah, all it says is December right now for the train station. So we don't have a specific day, if that's what you were wondering. But we frequently update that refurbishment page. So you can always go there and double check if you're wondering. And right now, I think, one of the water parks is closed. Is it Blizzard Beach? Type in Lagoon. Oh, God, like not on top of it. Oh man, oh my gosh. Okay, but that is all the questions I have to answer. I was expecting to talk about ticket prices, so I was like freaking out reading Steve's article, trying to understand it all, which he wrote it out very well and he explained it really well, and there's a lot of like graphs and kind of diagrams, so it's very easy to understand the way that he wrote it. And I'm not just saying that because you're watching Steve. Like, I'm very bad at math and even I understood this, so I would definitely check that out. Let's go through some questions though. Blaine is going summer of 2019. Should we buy tickets now or wait into the new pricing system? Well, I believe the new pricing system has already started. So, but what I would do is buy when you know exactly when you are going to go into the parks, because depending on the day you go in, the prices will be more or less. So if you go on a more peak day, that price will be like oh my gosh, okay. Oh, Steve, it's rough. Okay, so depending on when you go, like if you go when the average is like a peak price, like $129, you're gonna pay more. Where if you choose to like start your park day the day before, the day after, it may be like a value price, so your average, like you're gonna pay a little less. And this is when I will put you, like defer you to Steve's article, because it is explained way better than I can explain this now. So basically my point is buy when you know exactly what day you are going to enter the parks, because that is just basically the matter of you saving or spending a few more bucks, is my point. But I have already linked that article because I think it's a really important one to read, and it kind of shows how it will affect you and how it may affect crowds. So it's kind of like a tell-all about it. And Amy says, does the Star Wars stage show count as far as top shows? Of course it does. If you stand around back where the stage exit is, immediately after, you can see all the characters close up. Ooh, I didn't even think to do that. That's a great idea, Amy. Do you recommend dining package or FastPass Plus for Fantasmic if there is a crowd level 7 last week of March? Otherwise, how early should we go? Oh gosh, it's been so long since I've done a dining package for Fantasmic, and I've never gotten a FastPass for it because I think I haven't done Fantasmic in years. So I don't have an answer for you, but I'm going to look that up and I'm going to get back to you later in the day. But that is all I have for today. I'm going to answer that question later today. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you will join me again next time. If you have any ideas for video topics, that's where you'll find me a lot of the time is on YouTube, but I am on the blog as well, on Twitter, and you'll just find me everywhere. But otherwise, yeah, I hope you have a great weekend, a great day, and I'll see you next time. And thank you, Steve, for all the help today. I really appreciate it. Bye, you guys.